Federation A. Okay, so we have the Federation A for tonight. Let's see, comes with 1 shield, 2 engines, oxygen, 2 in weapons, med bay versus a clone bay. We got our piloting, sensors, doors, and what is unique to the Federation cruisers is an artillery beam. So it's a slow, high-powered beam, pierces all shields, and does 1 damage per room hit. So this does actually take up a system slot. You can't buy it in a store. As it says, it actually will go through any and all shields of any level while hitting a ship, though you can't determine what rooms the beam is actually going to strike. We also comes with 4 crew, human, mantis, rock, and Engie, as well as a burst laser 2. So it's pretty easy to compare this to something like the Kestrel A, where you have the artillery beam versus the Artemis, but a much better starting crew. Aside from the fact that it's 4 crew versus 3, we have an Engie and a rock, as well as a mantis, which gives us a lot more blue options in the game. Thank you, CWP24, for the host. I think that covers the basics. Let's begin. Once again, the data you carry is vital for the remaining Federation fleet. You need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before pursuing Rebel fleet can catch up. Alright, we're going to move some crew around, as we often do. Put the rock in engines, mantis over in weapons, and the Engie will be in doors. It's just that this is pretty far away from the med bay for the rock to make it all the way here. If we are boarded, we'll want the mantis to go about while having the doors up. That's why we have the Engie here. And we put them on doors to help deal with boarders. So this gives us level 2 doors to deal with that. In a fight though, if we're not dealing with boarders, we will move them to the shields. Wow, okay, this totally changes how nebulas look. It's going to be a little tricky to getting used to if I stick around with this mod. This mod only changes the UI and graphics. It doesn't in any way benefit, say, weapons or whatnot. Elad showing up early, front of the class. Gold star, how are you? Hope you're feeling better. Thank you. I haven't thanked CWP24 for the auto host as well as meds. Just slept for 5 hours. Wow. Alright, let's save everyone's crew position. Aww. Okay, so Sector 1, going to try and get our second shield bubble online. That's 50 scrap. Yeah, we don't have any augments to sell, so we're going to have to do this the hard way of actually just killing ships. Thank you for the host. Alright, let's begin. Ion storm. Let's see, you jump into the middle of a plasma storm. Multiple recent incapacitated ships loom in the shadows. We can lose crew. No thank you. See, a pirate ship arrives shortly after you. Judging from the fact it's attempting to avoid your ship, you assume that it's a smuggler trying to stay away from the beacons. Well, let's attack the pirate. Alright, so we don't have boarding. Okay, it also changes how either that's an Artemis or I guess a Lato missile. I'm going to assume a Lato because that's a burst weapon that costs 2 powers. Is it even worth using? Yeah, this is the ship with the charge up beam. Well, right now, it is one of the tricky things with the ship. If you kind of get stuck without good weapons, you're kind of forced to use it. And then, on the other hand, I just have a power bar floating around that I'm not using for anything. I don't need to power up my med bay. So I typically don't, like, power it up. I don't buy levels for it. Unless I'm in a desperate situation. Okay, if we could hit the weapon system, thank you. Alright, we have a couple breaches on board. Alright, finally got their weapon down. Oh, and after 50 seconds, the beam came in. The ship was apparently transporting weaponry, but however, there's nothing survives the battle. Oh, that's a way to rub it in. That ship had something amazing, but you don't get any of it. Alright, let's fix things up. Okay, there is a breach in my med bay. Fix the breach, wait for the O2 levels to return. I have like the worst time with this ship. Yeah, so the mod makes everything look shiny. I think this is called a it was just the actually it was literally called the like shiny AU or AI mod. I had one that just did backgrounds. I don't know when I think about it yet. It does look pretty, but I'm probably going to like screw up jumping into a nebula that I don't know is a nebula because it doesn't look like a typical nebula. I'm also sort of curious how it looks like on replay, if it's clear and easy to see. I don't know. Just trying out something new. Okay, everyone is healed. There's no improvements we want for 13 scrap right now. It's 50 scrap to get our shield bubble 2 online. Your arrival is greeted by numerous computer alerts. Nearby automated rebel scout has used this location to deploy a virus to disrupt your shield systems. Oh, that's incredibly bad. Everything looks good for me. All I can see some blue window colors though. Alright, so it looks like it's going to hack our shields, which means we have no shields for this entire fight. And there's a combat drone and a beam. This is incredibly gross. Alright, so we prioritize taking out the beam because I can't dodge the beam. And there's nothing I can do to get the shield online. We're pretty much at the mercy of RNG this entire fight right now. Alright, well, there goes my evasion. Wow, and they got double dodge. That's awful. There's a good chance we actually just have to run from this fight if I can't get things online. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that I'm not happy about. I just now noticed that the artillery beam is not in the location it's supposed to be, so it's actually changed the ship layout on this mod. I don't think I like that it changes any of the actual layouts of the ship. Okay, let's actually try and take something out this time. I need 2 shots to land. Thank you. I mean, we do have 20% dodge. You actually don't have to take every single shot it hits us with. The triple miss. So, okay, game. I haven't dodged a single shot yet, and it's so far dodged 3, 4, 5. Wow, is my streak just gonna end and there's nothing I can do about this? That's disappointing. Wow, we took an obscene amount of damage. Okay, anti-personnel drone, 12 scrap. We got quite a bit of scrap for that fight, but that was, I mean, to hack down our shields to... so there was an event in FTL. So in the vanilla FTL, it didn't actually have hacking. It was added later on, but they had these sort of events that would operate like that. And that's essentially what happened is... Can I not even go to the store because it's not possible to get to the exit? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we might be able to make it to the actual exit then, or the store. Yeah, no, so it just hacked a single bar off of our shields, and then the fact that it was a beam and a combat drone is about the worst case scenario for not having a shield bubble. Scout the sector, or do I fight you? Alright, I'm just actually going to skip out on the surfaces because we took an obscene amount of damage. That was... Alright, I can at least sell the anti-personnel drone. Get up a decent amount of repairs. There's nothing at the shop I actually want to buy, but we're now pretty far behind. I don't want to die either. Let's see, demand the surrender of their goods. Okay, they look like they don't want to fight, and they're going to try and run. So they have a basic laser and a defense drone 2. So this is irksome. So the defense drone 2 can shoot down one of our projectiles. Their shield will eat another one, so only one of our shots will get through to do damage, though they are trying to run away. We're safe from them because they only have a basic laser. Actually, you should be on shields. So we're gonna have to try and do everything we can to slow down their escape. Oh, that was a quick repair. Seems unlikely. The FTL is still charging, so they have at least 3 crew on board to boot. Go ahead, tell me that they have 3 crew on board to boot. Okay, so what we need... So hopefully they don't get the repair done quickly. Wow, they're actually doing double repairs? Come on. I would explain why they're doing it so fast. Our beam might come on and finish them off, or do just obscene enough damage to stop them from running. Wow, we just held on if we actually get that kill. Alright, the ship's cargo is not salvageable. However, you seem to have been surveying the region. They possess detailed maps, so we get a map and 14 scrap. Okay, I really need to heal some crew up. Yeah. I have like the worst luck with this ship. I don't know exactly why that is. I'd assume it's somewhere in the middle. It's going to be a preference on how much you actually like the artillery beam, but it has really good crew. I mean, you have 4 crew, which is pretty amazing. An NG and a rock give you a ton of blue options, which is also good. Burst Laser 2 is an excellent sturdy weapon, and we do have, 4 weapon slots. Now I already know I can't get all the way over there, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps. 5 jumps is pushing this, and that's a sun. What a terrible layout to boot. Awesome start. So he's being placed too close to a sun. I noticed that. Alright, so we're going to have to deal with some solar flares. Hopefully our shield's up when the solar flare goes off and we're safe. Well, it looks like they have a mini beam and a burst laser. So that's 2 projectiles and a mini beam. A little bit gross. We can just vent him out. Should be able to ignore him for the rest of the fight. Aim our weapons to try and take down theirs. Okay, so they teleported back. And here comes the solar flare. Let's see, you have clearly bested us. We merely requested our lives. Wow, this is actually a pretty solid bribe. 6 fuel, 4 missiles, and 8 scrap. If you notice, we've got like 12, 14 scrap from kills, so this is a ton of consumables. We will actually accept this offer. Okay, vent that out. Heal the NG. Okay, just 10 more scrap and we can actually get a second bubble for shields. And we'll hopefully be in a sort of stable setting. Alright, mind controlling on him, not great. Okay, and they have a heavy laser 1 and an ion. So what's good is the heavy laser should fire fast enough that it outpaces the ion and our shield will take care of it. And it's a level 2, and then the ion comes in later, so we should avoid damage early on. That is scary that this is a level 2 mind control on a Mantis. And our weapons got ioned. Let's see, we just got hit on the shields and it started a double fire. That's incredibly awful. Alright, at least the Mantis is no longer possessed. I'm probably going to need its assistance to try and put out this fire. And our weapons just got hit again, so they're now offline once more. And we just got hit and started a double fire again. Okay. I really don't want to have to run from this fight, but I might absolutely have to run from this fight again. Okay, it actually missed. That was nice. Are you going to start a double fire again? Well, I didn't avoid that one either. And my engine just got controlled, so I won't be able to complete repairs. My FTL drive still isn't online, so I can't dodge. Or, I can't run away until that comes up. Okay, we took their weapons offline, but then they also connected again. No dodge for us once more. And it's stunned. I am totally confused because I know heavy lasers are likely to have effects, but it's now had 4 negative effects, or 3 negative effects on 4 shots. As far as I know, that mod didn't change anything, and maybe I'm just being paranoid, but this has been one of the worst sector starts I've ever had. Okay, so at least their weapons are down. Oh, did it actually ion me in my charge? And it blew up my shields. Fantastic. Okay, let's see if you guys could, I don't know, actually get the weapon back online. No, I'm directing you towards the weapons. Okay, the ion isn't an issue per se, and the fire can't actually spread to any additional rooms right now. We just have to hope the ion doesn't hit us in the weapons. Okay, it actually didn't hit something. Alright, NG and you go repealer the shield. I can't jump the fight because we're already so drastically far behind on scrap right now. Okay, I can't fix anything. Never mind. We just have to run again. I really should buy an NG for that price. That's an amazing value. I can't afford one. Okay, the rock's immune to fire, so we'll get the rock to try and put out the doors. Okay. Okay, now we can at least heal the crew. Okay, that's incredibly bad. I need you to not spread to the engines. I need doors online so I can actually open the outdoors and vent. Come on, there's no O2 in there. Please, thank you. Okay, well, this has been brutal. I can't believe we're sitting on 40 scrap at it, leaving a sector, and I don't even have a shield to show for it. I honestly don't know. Could I just get some... I don't want to explore the asteroid field, I have to. Okay, 14 scrap. Buy a second shield. Alright, I have to take this fight, but at least we have a second shield. And maybe it won't be some crazy weapon system. It is absolutely a crazy weapon system. Okay, so that is a Lato and a Burst 2. I can't surrender one of my crew. That's not going to happen. Maybe I'll actually get some semblance of evasion, since it owes me. Okay, got the burst offline. That's actually the biggest threat. Still have to keep hitting those weapons, though. Alright, well, it looks like we're actually getting some semblance of evasion now. That was a bad call on my part. I should have hit the weapons again. Okay, the slave ship is destroyed. They won't continue their evil trade, but many lives were probably lost. 19 scrap and a burst laser Mark 1. Okay, that's actually pretty nice to get an early weapon. It's going to be 60 scrap to get it online, however, plus we're still behind on power. And we actually made it to the end of the exit. Hooray! Let's see, the rebels in the system are doing supply runs for local space stations. Yeah, we will attack the rebels. You also have a missile. Fun. Okay, so it's an Artemis, that makes sense. Most ships will have like a 3-powered weapon system in Sector 1. That makes this a basic laser, so now we're okay-ish. At least for this fight. I can't believe we've actually taken over 30 hull damage in Sector 1. That's brutal. I can't steal the supplies. While I should, at the chance of getting stuff, they can deal hull damage. I'm a little low right now, so I'll just take the 9 scrap and be happy, I guess. Next sector. Oh, that's a lot of red. Okay, we'll go to the civilian sector. More likely to find free stuff, less fights. We need quite a bit of help. Okay, so we have a second shield online. We need 60 scrap to at least get the burst laser 2 online, as well as some repairs. That's the goal for this sector. Sun. Unmanned drone. Okay, so you have basic laser and a beam. We should be okay then. Yeah, we actually can't take damage in this fight. Except for when we start taking fires from the solar flares, but they can't crack our shields. So that should only start 2 fires. At most. There's 2 fires, we can easily vent those. Ship explodes leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap. So 16 scrap and a system repair drone that sells for another 15 scrap if we make it to a store. Arrived to find a number of ships conveying around a station. The overheard conversation seems to need to take possession of an enemy ship intact. We could offer our services, but they're going to reject them because we need to have a teleporter. Let's see, you spot a small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been refitted for transport rather than combat. Okay, so this ship is going to try and run from this fight. Looks like we got a basic laser. Artemis again. I actually don't know off the top of my head if actually possessing the fire beam or like a fire weapon would allow for you to be able to accept that mission. Oh, okay. Well, it's only a Lato, so that's 1 damage missile. A little bit more livable. Alright. It looks like we've actually pulled the pilot off. That should drastically reduce their evasion. Oh, their evasion should be 0 because they have no engines. Okay, they're charging again. Please don't run away. Thank you. I really can't fall that much further behind with scrap. 18 scrap. So while it's activated, you essentially will have to try and break through all the doors. So they act like all the... If you've ever seen a room hacked and the enemy has to fight through it, it just does that for all the rooms in a ship. Okay, let's heal them up. Yeah, I can't actually think of a scenario where you would want to just do that. Well, you can hack oxygen, which will sort of suck the oxygen from the ship for a time period. It'd be kind of terrifying if the AI, if they hacked your doors, they just open them all up. That would be, oof, that'd be brutal. Okay, so we have a distress here. Haven't seen a store. Should be 2 in this sector. You encounter a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks like it was fleeing the rebel advance. Prepare to board and investigate. Ship ran out of fuel. The crew ran out of food not long after. Despite the grisly scene that remains, you find one surviving crew member locked in a freezer, almost perfectly preserved and apparently overlooked by the starving crew. We picked up a crew! Okay, well, we'll move you to doors since we're sort of trained on shields a little bit. Alright. Let's see, fire-based ships, if you could open all the internal doors. Right, because doors do slow fires down. Yeah, I mean, hacking doors in general is considered pretty weak. Well, and it's like, oh, that's not a big problem, and then a breach happens, and it's a massive problem. Okay, so I can see what looks like an ion weapon and a heavy laser. They have cloaking. We will take this fight. Hopefully I read it that they only have 2 weapons and our 2 shields hold. Okay, it's a charge ion. As long as we get in one good shot here. Alright, so a little cloak now before we're able to get off a second wave. Again, little cloak. Okay, FTL is charging. Not good. Okay, we surrender. Take one of our slaves as tribute. If you destroy us, they'll all die anyways. We saw that they were already flashing that they were about to leave. So I will take crew over nothing. Not particularly ideal. I mean, at least I get something versus nothing, but I don't need crew right now. I just need scrap. Alright, hopefully this jump shows us a lot in the sector. Maybe we'll actually find a store now. Let's see, you received a message. All of our military ships have been destroyed, damage done to the rebellion. However, we have reports of a Mantis warcap. Pledge to do what we can. Okay, 13 scrap. There's not actually a guaranteed fight here. Got 1, 2, 3. We have to go to the store. My hands are just so completely tied right now. Burst Laser 1, Ion Blast 2. Wow, they have absolutely changed all the... Did mention that the mod did not mention that it changes the appearance of weapons. Alright. Oh, I forgot I had the system, so I can sell that. So I'm low on fuel. Okay, so we get some repairs, we can get some fuel. I need both, those are always the priorities. Okay, that sells for 25. Oh, I can't sell the weapon, can I? That would be bad, and I need to get that weapon online. so... Okay. At least we're a little bit better now. I'm still going to need at least 30 scrap to get that weapon online. And that's going to have to kind of happen soon because we're going to start running into 2 shielded ships. And 2 shields plus evasion means the burst laser is going to not get the job done anymore. Okay, we can survive this fight. They can't hurt us. I assume it's online. I was just sort of flipping through different mods. I had an HD, just like I had a modder that changed the backgrounds. I kind of like the shiny look, but I haven't gone through like the whole list. I should probably shoot at them, actually. That might be helpful. Let's see. Alright, let's see. It was the shiny UI in graphics version 101. FTL mod. Let's see, drag, reorder, shiny UI and graphics. GIFs PNG, higher quality than GIFs. Complete overhaul of the UI. When I say complete, pretty much every single UI element of the game has been changed somehow. Many other graphical mods from various other talented modders can be included. Oh. See, detailed crew portraits. Okay, sorry about that. 3 fuel and 14 scrap. I have to turn the oxygen back on. I don't see any detailed crew portraits. This whole thing is a lie. Alright, 46 scraps. Not that much closer to the 60. I mean, as long as we're still flying, we're still flying. Okay, that's cool. We actually got a fight out of this. Double mantis. Okay. Single mantis is boarding. We can vent. Basic laser and mini beam, so we are safe. Moving that NG in. NGs can't beat a mantis. Just trying to slow him down right now. I assume he'll try to teleport away. Alright, there we go. Three fuel, 2 missiles, 12 scrap. Ah, oh, just short. Come on, game. Oh, San Jose actually scored. Yeah, I know. Actually getting to do space battles instead of just get horrendously dunked. Good times. Do you want to buy fuel? Boy, I should say no, but I should also say yes. Oh, Brian, thank you for the host. Brian J, he also does FTL. I think he also does Darkest Dungeon and some XCOM. He was trying to do clears, I think, on normal with all the FTL ships. Welcome. So this is FTL hard mode. We just barely made it into... hopefully we make it into Sector 3. I wish I could tell you it was going amazing. I had a fight in Sector 1 where AI had a Combat Drone 1 mini beam and the event hacked my shield. So I had no shields for the entire fight, and I missed multiple shots on my first and third wave. So we took about 15 to 20 hull damage in a single fight. And then I had another ship that kept hitting my weapons, and every time it started double fires both times. Yeah, I'm currently using, thank you, Elad. Alright, but I do have 61 scrap. Don't have really the power for it, but okay, I can actually put 2 weapons online. To the next sector. Rebel controlled or abandoned sector. Alright, we're going to go abandoned sector. It's pretty early on, so abandoned sectors aren't absolutely disgusting. Like later on, they are just terrifying. So this is FTL, faster than light. And, excuse me. So you jump across multiple sectors, and there are layouts such as this, and we go to jumps to try and make it to the exit to the next sector until we get to the 8th one. Then we will have what's known as the last stand. Our mission is that we are to take out this giant rebel flagship. And the flagship layout is the only thing that's not randomly generated. It's the same on the dependent on difficulty. Other than that, we have randomly generated ships based on how far you've progressed in the game. So they get progressively harder as you go throughout. And yeah, it's pretty much you have to just survive. If you die, you have to start a whole run over again. Alright, rebel ship approaches cautiously. Personally, says the captain, I have stuck with the Federation, but I'm a soldier, sir, and I'm no use without a war. Raise your shields. Okay, we have 2 beam drones, a bomb, and a chain laser. Yeah, this is very much a Star Trek or Battleship Star Galactica, depending on who you ask, type game. Alright, hopefully we can dunk their weapon system. Alright, nice. So these beam drones can't actually crack 1 shield, we have 2 up. So I'm going to drop my evasion to keep the oxygen up and running. Alright, now we see that they are trying to run away. Don't do that. Let's see, they offer you some of your cargo if you let them live. 3 fuel, 5 missiles, and 11 scrap. This is actually a ridiculous offer. Normally you get like 1 to 2 consumables and some scrap. Oh yeah, the crew members are all named after Kickstarters. Nope, I'm not going to accept the surrender. Hopefully we get more scrap out of it than 11. 21 scrap. So when you kill ships, or you can come across, you have consumables, fuel, missiles, and drone parts, and the currency in the game is scrap, which you can use for exchange of items in stores, as well as ship improvements. So I'm going to buy a power bar. This upgrades my reactor, so I have energy to actually dole out to various systems. Okay, let's see. There's a store. I'm going to feel super sad, but I'm probably going to be selling that defense drone just to get some scrap online. Make sure my pathway to the exit is relatively clear. Alright, so the pirate ship is patrolling the sector, has been busy. The debris of several rebel scouts and at least one civilian ship littered the area. Welcome, welcome. There's room for one more. Their overconfident pirate hails you as he charges his weapons and moves into attack. Alright, so enemy ships operate very much like our own. They follow a certain set of rules. We can see they have 2 shields as well as their various systems. So we have weapons, shields, as well as mind control. So this will let them temporarily control a crew member. And they hit our pilot. That's pretty bad. Without a pilot, you have no evasion. We also see that because my pilot's health jumped from 100 to 115, it's a level 2 mind control, which is pretty nasty. Let's see, so they have a burst laser 1, so that'll fire 2 projectiles every 10 seconds, and a pike beam, which can't crack a single shield, but cuts across a ship when it does, if there's no shields preventing it. So we have a little bit of time between those 2 shots, so we should be okay for the first volley. And we're going to use one of our crew members as a punching bag so we don't take any system damage. Alright, as long as one weapon's offline, we are okay. Alright, there we go. Let's see, with their weapon system down, they do have an NG. They do double repairs, or they repair systems twice as fast as normal ones. We'll try and take their shields down. Alright, now they're pretty vulnerable to our attacks. Okay. Mind control my NG. We'll take your weapons out again. Alright, you win. Here's some equipment from our stores. Leave us alone. So they're offering me 6 fuel, which is a lot of fuel, and 12 scrap. Alright, I'm probably going to end up buying that fuel at some point anyways, so I'll go ahead and just take the offer. Okay, so everyone is actually healed up. So we can send our crew back to their starting positions. And we'll check out a store full of things we really cannot buy. Mostly I just want to sell off this defense drone for scrap. So this is what a store is typically going to look like. They'll have a page or 2. You can buy new systems for your ship, crew members, or they'll have drones and augments and occasionally weapons as well. These are all, of course, randomly generated. Right now we only have 14 scrap. We can sell our defense drone to get 35. All items sell for about half of what you buy them for. Drone control, yeah. So can't afford any systems right now, but we are stable, which was absolutely not the case in Sector 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 crew, we have our 2 shield bubbles, we actually have a weapon system with 5 projectiles that will help us immensely against 2 shielded ships. So the next improvement is actually going to be engines. So we'll buy 1 power bar, which lets us improve engines, or we'll do an improvement on engines and then a power bar, so it actually is up and running. Alright, so we're sitting on 9 scrap. Yeah. The unofficial mascot of FTL is "This is fine." Runs have a tendency to look incredibly awful at times, and now we're getting boarded by 1, 2, 3, 4 people. A little bit gross. Alright, we're going to keep the NG on the doors. Nothing else really matters except the oxygen and the med bay. So because we only have level 1 doors, but we only have level 1 doors, but you see the little icon up here says that it can be manned, which actually increases the system by +1. So we can actually control, until they break them down, the enemy's ability to move throughout our ship. And another amazing feature of FTL is you can pause it at any time you want to, and then send orders to multiple crew. And I'm going to start venting some O2 from this area. Right now, I can't really take on 4 boarders. Most of my crew are NG, and their combat damage is half that of normal. So I'm sort of just trying to slow them down until the oxygen leaves the room and forcing them to fight in my med bay. Which they are. So we can close the doors. So yeah, we opened the outdoor breaches to drain the oxygen from the rooms. And now they're fighting in the med bay, so we're actually healing as we take them on. No, you can come back. Alright, so that's how you can survive overwhelming forces. While we live, we didn't get any scrap for that jump. Oh, and Crambo's gonna be sad. Looks like the San Jose Sharks just got eliminated from the playoffs. Alright, everyone goes back. Power up the engine so we can move again. So that's my only point across. Let's see, what else? Oh, so this is the pursuing Rebel fleet. It moves actually across the sector, so this is where the fleet is going to be after I make a jump. Going beyond this line and operating in jumps here that the rebels are about to take over results in a nastier fight than normal, as well as only gaining 1 fuel as the reward at all times. Also, unless you fight inside a nebula, they will be firing these ASB missiles at your ship that do 3 damage and ignore shields. So let's see, they'll be here, second jump they can be here, and then we'll be ahead. So let's go to this distress, see what's going on here. You arrive at the location of the distress signal prepared for a fight. At the first glance, it's entirely empty. Signals coming from a small planet satellite orbiting a moon. A looping message describes how settlers have recently abandoned the area due to the Lanius threat. We failed to find any signs of the settlement nearby. Okay. Dead jump. Alright, so when you arrive at the beacon, you discover what must have been the remnants of a large battle. However, the vast majority of the metal has been stripped from the ships. Only various plastic and other materials float in the ring around the planet. A lone Linnea ship moves between the wreckage looking for more salvage. We're going to attack the ship. Alright, so there's various alien species in FTL. Really, there's amazing levels of like micro and little details in every game. Something about Star Trek. Why do I think I've heard that before? So like you have NGs, which they have twice repair speed, but they do have combat damage. Humans can get skilled in skilled positions to sort of be redundant. Any position that has a little head above it, you actually gain experience by performing actions. And so like every time the captain, whoever's the pilot, dodges a shot from an incoming enemy ship, they'll gain experience, and when it gets higher, it adds our evasion. So right now we only have a 20% evasion. Mantis are some of the best fighters in the game. They do 1.5 times combat damage, but their repair speed is halved. And Rock start at 150 health versus 100. They're immune to fire damage, but they're very slow. And these people, the Lanius, came out in the free DLC, Advanced Edition. You'll notice the straight bars on their ship because there's no oxygen. They actually don't need O2 to breathe. And they themselves are walking breaches. So like how I open the door, the oxygen gets sucked out. As they move, they do that to every room they walk through. They are incredibly dangerous. And they are now sounding a hack which will temporarily disable a system. Alright, so they hacked my oxygen, and my oxygen is now draining from my ship pretty rapidly. Okay, so they have a flak one and a basic laser. Going to try and take their weapons down first. Except they apparently evaded a ridiculous sum of shots. Okay, so I made a mistake. I didn't let my oxygen levels return to a high enough level after I drained it for the borders, and so these areas are already low in oxygen. I'm actually going to have to prioritize the hacking because I can't let that take all the oxygen out of my ship because my crew would suffocate. Okay. At least we have that partially disabled. We see that they're now trying to run away from the fight. Don't want that to happen. So we're going to try and take out the piloting or just kill them outright. They're offering me 4 fuel, 2 drone parts, and 11 scrap. That is not enough. I will not accept that offer, and we'll just murder them. So we got 1 missile, 1 drone, and 16 scrap. Alright, let's see. Justin was hurt. We'll send them to the med bay as well as Gracie. And we're going to let the O2 levels get up. Because at the abandoned sector, they're frequently going to be attacking our oxygen. And yeah, so if you run out of O2, you can't breathe, and your crew members will die. The image of some weak, hungry humans comes onto your screen. Those metal bastards think they can just absorb half of our engines and leave us here to die. I hope you understand that we need to take your ship by force. Okay, we're getting boarded again. And again, it's by, for crew. Okay, so we're distracting them here with the Mantis so they don't do damage to our systems. NG stays on the doors. Alright, I'm gonna let those two into the shield room. And we'll leave them out there. Alright, so we'll create a 4-on-2 situation here until they manage to break through the doors. And they got through them pretty quickly. Alright, please move. Alright, pretty much the exact same thing we did before. And that it's exactly the same thing we just did before. Now, there are people who are incredibly good at this game and can actually play hard mode without pausing because they're hotkeys. I'm nowhere near that level of skilled. Maybe someday, probably not. Oh, poor Rock, he's so slow. Alright, power up the engines. Let's see, a rebel scout patrols near the beacon. Ha! I knew you would try to sneak through this sector as soon as I heard I'd become treacherous. Surrender! Wow, they also have hacking. Okay, so they have a fire beam, a beam weapon, as well as an anti-drone drone. So unless this hacks our shields, we are 100% safe for this fight. At least from weapons. And it hacked our shields. Fair enough. Alright, we started a fire. That's going to slow down their ability to make repairs to the weapons. Oh, that would explain it. So they have this little repair drone. They almost repair things about as fast as an NG does. Let's see, they offer to give you some of their goods if you don't destroy their ship. 6 fuel, 13 scrap. I'm down to 11 fuel. Running out of fuel is very, very bad. You actually have to just set out a jump and wait for someone to either give you fuel or murder them. And while you're doing that, the rebels are progressing on to your position. So yeah, I'll go ahead and take 6 fuel. Alright, let's see how many jumps I have. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. I can definitely have 3. To come across a human civilization preparing to leave the sector. We're getting out of here. There was some cult rambling about the spreading of disease, humanitis. Oh yeah, you don't want to catch humanitis. It's the worst. They forcefully boarded our ship and tried to open our airlock, shouting, "Be purged! Is nowhere safe anymore." Alright, let's see if I can actually get 3 more jumps. Oh, this is good for us. So upon arrival, you're immediately surrounded by the chaos of a planet. Anti-ship battery is firing on a number of Lanius ships. One of the combat ships mistakenly believes your ship has arrived to assist the planetary defenses combat positions. You get mistaken a lot for enemy ships in FTL. But what's nice is the ASBs I talked about when diving, they're actually on our side for this event. It's a bit of a scary weapon system they have. Ship breaks apart and you decide to salvage it while the opportunity arises. We get 3 fuel, 1 drone, and 24 scrap. As you finish off your assailant with the help of the anti-ship batteries, but the fight rages on in the distance. You best leave before you get dragged into it again. Aww. I was hoping for free stuff. A Lanius merchant appears to have significantly improved a translator as you clearly understand their message. Metal content more than sufficient. Does your ship care to exchange resources for our access metal? So they want us to sell 7 fuel for 16 scrap. That is an awful price. We do have an option to talk about their translation device, which I think just gets us a Lanius crew member. I'm just going to decline it outright. It's 40 scrap to buy, and while Lanius is cool, we're pretty far behind on scrap and ship improvements right now, while I'm good on crew in general. Yeah, 16, let's see, I'm buying fuel for, what, 3 scrap now? So, no. No, it's almost a universe. There are times where you can actually, ships want fuel, they're at a distress beacon, and they normally give you really strong rewards for them. A ship with conspicuous pirate markings is orbiting a nearby moon, broadcasting a simple message claiming to have equipment for sale. Alright, so when you have these like events and quests with multiple options, the same result need not actually happen. So we could hail the ship and it could totally be a store, or it could be a trap and I think we lose some power. It's some random mechanic that chooses the fate. You can't, like, there's no RNG fix for this. So we're just going to attack them before they can attack to have a guaranteed fight. Alright, well, that's a couple heavy lasers and an ion and a Lanius. Is that a heavy laser too? So the typical strategy is just to try and knock out their weapons as soon as you can. We have a burst laser 2 firing 3 shots for 2 power, and a burst laser 1 which fires 2 shots for 2 power. Each laser projectile takes down 1 shield, and then the rest is just damage if it hits. So right now we are firing 5 projectiles. 4 missiles. I don't even have, I have tons of missiles. I will not accept that surrender. Oh, okay, so we're going to try and get a crew kill. Aside from blowing up ships, you have options of actually killing off the crew. You're normally rewarded with a 15% scrap bonus, as well as a higher chance for free stuff. With no more life sides remaining on the ship, we get to strip it of useful materials. 2 fuel, 1 missile, 23 scrap. He has the power of 2 pilots. It's typically a bad idea to have Zoltan pilots. Zoltans, their kind of special ability is they have a reactor power, So if they're in a room, they can power it up. Piloting doesn't actually require power, so it's a waste of a power bar. All right, well, we made it through the abandoned sector. Okay, our options are Zoltan-controlled and Slug-controlled nebula. So again, it's where knowledge of species and what you'll find on their ships. So slugs are immune to mind control and frequently use it. Nebulas are also filled with more empty jumps. So if we had something like long-range scanners, which would tell us what these jumps are, I'd be more inclined to go to here. Zoltans have a protective shield around their ships that you have to deal 5 damage before you can even interact with them. Cyberbilly, thank you for the host. How goes the being the Bashi? I think we'll go Zoltan here. You've entered Zoltan territory. The species is not renowned for giving anything for nothing, but you can always be assured of a fair hearing. That is a lie. Okay, so we've made it to Sector 4. Our weapons are okay. I probably would like an improvement on engines, as well as saving up scrap for a 3rd shield, which is going to cost us about 100 scrap, plus another 60 for power. I got so close so many times. Oh, it's going to be another day at least. So did you make it past, what, Phase 3? Because I know you were sadly so close after getting past Sonic. Gotta get some food and sleep, but I'll look around. Alright, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the host. For those who don't know, Cyberbilly is an amazing FTL player, though he's currently playing I Want to Be the Bashi. I believe he holds the world record for 14 wins in hard mode without pausing. The 3rd phase Sonic. Oh. He also is, I think he's working on, he has like a little cockpit set up. These are pretty cool, and I heard it's currently under like reconstruction. Will be stronger and better than before. Okay, something strikes you as odd as about a moon in the distance. Check it out. Deep scan of the surface reveals a cave system that runs for miles and what looks like scrap heap left over from some heavily duty construction. 30 free scrap. I will take 30 free scrap. It's my herpaderp. Hello. That's no moon. There are some mineral-rich asteroids here that the Zoltans have left idle, but you have none of the necessary equipment to mine them. Yeah, Zoltans are very picky about mining their asteroid fields. Yeah, that emote is amazing. Feels Batman. Okay, so this is supposed to be one of the Rebels' unmanned scout ships. Looks like there's no way around this fight. Alright, you have 3 shields. That's a little bit gross, not gonna lie. So 2 basic lasers and some horrifying missile system. Unmanned ships are kind of annoying in that they typically have less scrap rewards and have incredibly high evasions. Really not digging the fact that it has so many shields. Alright, and we just got hit on our weapons. Send all the NGs to get that back online as fast as we can. I know my system's broken. Alright, at least we have 1 shield down, so more likely to actually hit their weapons. Can hope. Alright, got the missile system down. Oh, that was a gross amount of evasion. Okay, and it is slowly actually repairing the systems after we break them. Could you not do the 40% dodge? It shouldn't have like 40% evasion, particularly not with 3 shields this early on. But it's a trooper. Yay! Alright, we got there. Alright, so we just luckily got in there for some actual shots, and their piloting is now down, so they have no evasion. 1 fuel, 2 missiles, 24 scrap. Okay, so we're floating in some actual scrap. I do. I have a... It said it all did was sort of change the UI, which is nice and shiny, plus cool looking backgrounds. But it's also changed ship layouts and some weapons. Which I don't know how I feel about that. Because this Artemis room is supposed to be, like, down here. Or artillery beam. I should probably buy a power bar. Okay, so we have 114 scrap. Let's go to the store and see if it has anything we might actually want. Okay, we have drone control, no cloaking, I cannot afford, and a backup battery. That's pretty worthless. So we actually have a drone system of our own, though it uses drone parts to use. I think drone control is probably... Is it the least liked system? Unless you get a defense drone, it's not normally a good purchase, particularly on hard mode. Okay, so that's a Flak 2. They made it green. Charge laser and glaive beam. Okay, so these are all really slow weapons. This takes 21 seconds to fire. At full charge, this is going to take 20 seconds to fire. The glaive beam, most powerful beam in the game, takes 25 seconds and 4 power. Yeah, we're not really able to get any of those systems online, I don't think. Well, I was sort of hoping for mind control or hacking, which we could use to eliminate enemy ship evasion, make more of our shots land. You can get 25 if I sell that. Is there another store nearby? There is not. And it's 50 scrap. This is really the hard part of FTL, is making these specific decisions about, like, you notice how we didn't really have enough projectiles against level 3 shields, and it had high evasion. Flak 2. I don't know about the Flak 2. It sort of feels redundant because we already have the artillery beam. The hard part is those giant alien spiders. They are no joke. It's unfortunate, as I don't really want any of those things. But it's also possible we like don't find any other weapons, and then we're toast. I'm just gonna go charge laser. It'll give me 3 projectiles, so it's a slight improvement over my burst laser, and over my regular burst. I can get it online for 50 scrap. I can't get the glade beam online for a very long time. Even though I can't get it online right now, I think it's 50 scrap for an improvement. Gives us something to build towards. It's unlikely we'll come across another 3-shielded ship, though. I say that, and then like it's going to be a 3-shielded ship. Explore the asteroid field. Okay, see you, Coltrane. Alright, so at least it gives us another projectile. So now really should be focusing on a 3rd shield. Oh, okay. We're fighting in an asteroid field, so these are event jumps. We'll get pelted by these little asteroids, and we have a Zoltan shield here. We'll have to do 5 damage to it before it actually allows us to deal damage to the enemy ship. So being in an asteroid field is kind of helpful. It'll actually take down their Zoltan shield faster. Okay, they have a burst 3, so that fires 5 projectiles and a burst. That is a terrifying weapon system. Okay, we got hit a couple times there. Prioritize weapons and getting the shield back online. Go ahead, fix the med bay. Oh, okay, so we kind of lucked out there. Their crew moved over to the weapons to try and repair them, and Zoltans only have 70 health, and we managed to kill them off, so we got a total of 41 scrap from that fight. Now, before we flee, we're actually going to repair our oxygen so our crew can breathe, because they apparently need oxygen. Always complaining about their oxygen. Okay, let's see. That's 1 jump, that's a 2nd jump. We can get there in 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. I really don't want to go to the store if I don't have to. I need scrap more than I need to like sell things. Hopefully. Alright, so an unidentified ship is badly damaged and still being assaulted by a spice pirate. The victims sorry. The victim begins a distress message until the pirate cuts in and offers to split the bounty if you sit tight. So we could fight this ship and we have a chance at getting double rewards, or we can avoid it and we just get free stuff. I see that they have hacking, which is pretty scary. They could hack. Temporarily shutting down almost any of our systems while we're already in a vulnerable position is pretty bad. Looks like they have a pike beam and laser 2. Yeah, with 2 shields online, we're just going to accept the bribe and let fate decide what happens to the other ship here. Can't always be heroes. Stress signal is coming from a small space station orbiting an uninhabited planet. Their satellite defense system has gone haywire and the repair crew can't approach without being fired upon. Now, see, these people we can help. You consider your options? That's interesting. So you have occasionally, these are blue options where you have to meet a certain requirement. The requirement here being that we have an NG crew member. Typically, blue options are better. It is not always the case. Some are is situational. In this case, it is absolutely the best option. The crew member is able to remotely fix the glitch in the defense AI, allowing the repair crew to close in and finish its job. 1 fuel, 2 missiles, 37 scrap. What's interesting is, why do I think beam weapons? Other options are, I think, are like ion weapons or a cloak system. Allows you to get in there and get the guaranteed rewards. You arrive at the primitive planet that you've heard about at the cantina and are surprised to see Zoltan's ship facing off against a rebel assault craft. You tap into the frequency and hear the rebel captain yelling, "We are liberating this planet in the name of the new galactic government." These aliens will not be left in ignorance where they cannot be of use. Okay, so let's see. We can interfere, make first contact with the primitive aliens, protect the aliens' way of life, and attack the rebel ship. Okay, so we are... If we interfere and make first contact with the primitives, the end result is we fight a Zoltan ship, and the rebel fleet moves ahead an extra jump, which would be a bad time, or we can fight a rebel ship and get a chance at scrap and a weapon. I like scrap and a weapon. Let's go help them. It's morally right. That's the real reason we're doing it, not just because of scrap and weapons, because it's the right thing to do. Burst, heavy, and a missile. Okay, fair enough. But a reasonable number of shields. Okay, that's an Artemis. Okay, that's 5 projectiles. Alright, so at least we got their weapon system offline now. I can actually bring back the oxygen. Don't go fixing things. What do I get? What do I get? So the Zoltan Hail... Once the smoke dispenses, thank you. We are led to believe Federation ideals died along with the Federation itself. See? Morality. Let us aid you a little for old time's sake. You accept the reward in scrap and collect some remains from the rebel ship. 16 scrap and a hull missile. Okay, that is a weapon. Probably won't be getting it online. But is it morally correct? Dooming an entire race to famine and disease. Not a whole lot of bad can come from a jump in the development. Hull missile, is that new? I don't think the hull missile is new. It's... Yeah, it's just part of the graphics mod. You jump into the debris field that used to be a Zoltan cruiser. Unfortunately, the NG escort takes you for the attacker and retaliates. So much for fair trial here. They have drones, which is expected for NGs. The hack does have me a little bit worried. How many drones do they have? Okay, they have a defense drone 2, pike beam, burst laser. Okay, let's see. What are you actually hacking, though? Okay, they hacked our artillery beam. So this is defense drone 2. It actually will be able to shoot down one of our shots. We're going to have to pretty much get a full charge on our weapons to crack their shields, get past this, as well as their evasion. And it's going to get repaired quickly because that's what NGs do. They fix stuff fast. Oh, we shot their drone. So we keep slowing down the progress of our artillery beam. But we eventually crack through their defenses here. Alright, the ship explodes, leaving behind substantial collection of useful materials. 1 missile, 1 drone, 25 scrap, and an augment distraction buoys. That says buoys. Okay, so we have our first augment here. What this does is it leaves a false signature at a sector start to delay the rebels 1 jump. So this, every sector from now on, so sectors 5, 6, and 7, we will get an extra jump. Looks ironic that they got them in the end. It's probably not something I would pay for, but if we get it for free, I'm more than willing to actually use it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get our 3rd shield online. Give us a little bit more defense against basic laser attacks. So you arrive at a Zoltan research facility. They say they're researching genetic distortion due to stasis sleep and prolonged FTL travel. We will participate in their study. As soon as you dock, pirates burst on board and a hostile ship appears on the radar. You hear the Zoltans yell in the distance, "We're being held hostage." So, I typically only do like 1 run a night, and I don't see this being an exception. The only times I do like 2 runs if I die pretty quickly. We'll see if I die really quickly. Alright, so we're going to have intruders on board, and that's 3 shields. That's kind of gross. What kind of intruders are we talking about? Double Zoltans. Alright, I'm going to have our Mantis go and say hello. NG help out somewhat. So Zoltans only have 70 HP, but once you kill them, they actually explode, dealing 15 damage. My plan is to not be in the room when that happens. Wow, they just shot their own crew. And they managed to evade enough shots to not die. Or not take damage to their weapons. Oh, I'm being silly. Risky Stash, hello? I should have looked closer at their weapons and see that's a burst, so we only need 2 shields. Increase our evasion. We'll have a better chance of dodging. Less good chance of dodging. This is a pretty nasty fight because we're already so low on hull. There is a chance we might just have to run from this, which is bad. We've had to run from a lot of fights already. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this doesn't take out their missile, we are... It's pretty likely we're just going to have to run. It's frustrating, but I can't really beat level 3 shields with the weapon system we have, even though I bought the only available weapon I've been given a chance to buy. Heavy Laser Mark 1. Well, now that is actually a really fantastic weapon. So as soon as we arrive, a small Mantis ship detaches from a wreck and jumps away. You must have interrupted their salvage operation because you find a weapon. So we get to actually drastically change our weapon setup. Get the heavy laser online over the charge laser. So this only costs us 1 power and deals 2 damage. So we can try and hit down their shields with our 2 bursts and then try to wreck their system with the heavy laser. Buy power bar. It also lets us fire a lot faster than what we were. We were waiting 15 seconds for the double charge. We're now down to 12. But the problem is we are incredibly low on hull right now. So any ship with a missile could potentially be our doom. Next sector, Mantis controlled or NG controlled. NGs are less likely to have missiles. Mantis, while they have weaker weapon systems because they'll board you, do like using missiles. So we'll try and go NG. Alright, and there's our free jump from the buoys. Where does this even connect? Well, so we only connect from here, which means all these jumps are dead. We'd have to backtrack way too much. I'm doing alright. This run has been sketchy the entire time, but doing what we can. Strange bug. Can you assist in debugging? Let's listen to their problem. Found malfunctioning Mantis, believes it is human, will receive input only from human. Alright, we'll have our human crew member, the only blue human option in the game, talk to the Mantis. The Mantis is grateful to see another human and introduces himself as Robert Smith. He explains he's from a nearby human colony and would appreciate being returned there. Let's return him home. Alright, so we can get a free Mantis or we can get an improvement on our engines. I need the improvement on the engines more than I need another crew member. Even though we're weak with boarders, this is a much larger priority. Plus it saved us probably about 30 scrap. Alright, so hopefully we can get a fight, kill a ship, get some scrap, and then buy repairs and fuel. Once you arrive, the screen lights up from warnings. A nearby pirate ship with advanced hacking tools, that's not bad, tries to shut down our engines. Okay, so we have no evasion for the most part. And they have a lot of heavy lasers. This is where we hope that our level 3 shields pays off. And no. Okay, so they have a heavy 2. Oh, this is such a sketchy fight. Please hit their weapons. Oh, they're nice. So we got a breach in there. So they actually have to repair the breach. before anything. Plus, that's a person pulled off engines. It'll slightly lower their dodge. Oh, don't fix it, NG. But the NG coming off piloting means their evasion is next to nothing. Alright, so that started out sketchy, but we got there in the end. 3 fuel, 32 scrap. Is there a store? There is a store. Alright, Brian. Thank you once again for the raid. Do appreciate it. I wish I could be greedy and not actually have to go to the store, but I kind of have to go to the store. Hull beam, ion field battery charger advanced FTL. Okay, well, we're going to sell this. Do I sell the charge laser? I mean, I just got it. Let's see where my repairs get me. Coltrane, thank you for the host. Okay, 13 fuel is pretty good. I want at least 20 hull. Okay, we're at 20 hull now. Not using the art beam. I can get 35 scrap for selling that laser that we used all of 2 fights. I mean, I think it's the right call, though. Why? Okay. Hull beam would be really nice if I could actually afford it. Yeah, so we kind of blew 35 scrap for a single fight. That's unfortunate. But it's only unfortunate because we actually found a better weapon to use with our system. So charge lasers. Yeah, I mean, the charge 1 isn't bad. I've used it before, but this weapon system is a lot faster. We're firing 3 seconds faster. With technically the exact same amount of projectiles, 1 damage more, potentially, if the hull laser hits. And I need the scrap. So we're okay on hull. We now have 13 fuel, which is a decent amount of fuel. I do need a power bar, though, for engines. Okay, and I can just toggle off the oxygen for the engines. I think our crew is actually trained now, so we will have 40%. No, wait, someone isn't actually trained. Engines is at 15. Oh, my pilot needs... Oh, no, I just haven't powered it fully. Okay, so we can get up to 40% evasion. Decent weapon system now. I'm going to take a 3-minute break. Been casting for about 2 hours now. So, 3-minute break to refill my drink and stretch. And then come back later and try and tackle the rest of this game. So I will see you in about 3 minutes. Thank you for stopping by and hope to see you on the other side. Be right back. Okay, thank you all for waiting. We're back. Restash. Is the screen fuzzy? Wait, did you do the ship letters? The ships were relatively random. I thought you had requested I do a stealth C run, so they're actually in order of how they were completed. Okay, so... Okay, Elad, thanks. We're still a little bit behind. This is a pretty base build for where we are, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now we're going to, let's see, what am I actually looking for? Hopefully we can buy a system for our ship with some scrap. Looking for anything to increase our damage output. Mind control is okay. Hacking would also be pretty strong in that category. We're pretty low on engines and yeah, just straight out damage output right now. But we have a couple sectors to go before we get to the flagship. Just taking it one jump at a time. Alright, so that's where I have this dumb cutoff point. Okay, so we'll hit all the jumps around before we go to the distress. A strange vessel approaches. A digital message appears on your view screen. This is an automated merchant. Refill this vessel with fuel and will supply you with drones. See, now you say drones, but I only see one. I'm going to reject that offer. That is a terrible offer. NG vessel hails you. Identity, Federation, outlier probability implies revival. Implies hope. Assisted suggested. They offer so supplies. 46 free scrap. I like you guys. Alright, I'm going to pump up the engines since I was already behind on those. I'm a little bit low on power still. The rebel fighter here would seem to suggest elements of the rebel fleet are already making incursion into NG space. 3 shielded ships with missiles are pretty gross, and we're about to get boarded as well. And we're boarded into piloting. That's going to drastically reduce our evasion. That was the big shot I needed to hit. Yeah, there's... I don't know, I had messed with FTL's actual window sizing, and it kind of caused a black border. I'll have to readjust it again and see if I can try removing that. That was a really good dodge, NG. I'm proud of you. Okay, so unfortunately our NGs can't win any fights because they're NGs. Okay, that missile is going to hit. And our already beat up captain just got shot again. Alright, Mantis, their weapon system is down. I'm not going to bring you over this. FTL is very wonky with screen sizing. Played the first 10 hours with incorrect sizing. Yeah, all my crew is getting beaten up. This is fine. The rock can take quite a bit of damage. 16 scrap? No way. 36 scrap. That's much better. Okay, you're healed. Everybody else can get healed as well now. 33 scrap. Everyone go back to your positions. Okay, so I don't actually need another power bar now. Hopefully can save up scrap for a system from this point on. Hopefully. Haha! I knew someone would fall into our dastardly trap. It appears the distress beacon was nothing more than a decoy for a pirate ambush. Okay, that's a halberd beam and an ion and hacking. So if that is just a heavy ion weapon, as long as 2 shields are up, we can't take damage from the halberd beam. That would be nice. I hacked my med bay, and everyone's already healed. This might be a pretty straightforward fight, actually. I'd be okay with that. Okay, yeah, so that's a heavy ion, which means we're actually safe in this fight. Cool, we killed off 2 of their crew. We should take their shields down. While that is an incredibly nice offer, Man, 5 fuel, 21 scrap. Yeah, I'm just gonna need more scrap, I'm afraid. Hope it's more scrap. 27 scrap, 3 fuel. Okay. You know, run is sketchy when I'm actually considering upgrading the artillery beam at this point. So you see a civilian space station with heavy damage. You receive a message. We've been hit by the war. We need more drone parts to speed up our repairs. We'll buy some off of you if you have extras. Wow. Alright, now I'm not currently using drones for anything, but selling these off would drastically decrease the effectiveness of getting drones or hacking later on. I think I have to take that risk, though. Oh, there's a store. Drone control, mind control, long-range scanners, an automated reloader. Basing! Thank you so very much for the host. How are you doing? And we have some crew. Wow, I want long-range scanners, the automated reloader, and the mind control. I sadly don't think I'm capable of getting all of those things. Also want some fuel and some hull repairs. Alright, let's prioritize what I actually do need. So mind control, what I can use that for is to control enemy pilots, which can drastically reduce their evasion. With level 3 piloting, it reduces it by 20%. If they only have level 2 piloting, it's cut in half. With level 1 piloting, their evasion drops to 0 with a mind control pilot. And since we have so few shots, that's going to increase the likelihood of our shots actually hitting. So I find that to be the most important thing we can get right now. And the rest will just go to a few more repairs, pick up the rest of the fuel. Alright, to the exit then. So you arrive at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, we get to jump to the next sector. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Well, let's explore it and hope we find scrap and not hull damage. 5 damage to the hull. Jerks. I just repaired that. Alright, rebel controlled. Our buoys spawn us yet another jump. What's this sector got for us? I'm actually kind of glad this is a red sector. Red sectors typically mean more fights. And I need all the fights I can get. Do you use it as an alternative to hacking, Eileen? Frequently. I mean, you can use it in conjunction with it. Hacking is, without a doubt, the superior system, particularly at the cost. You can do defense, offense, alternative killings, crew kills with hacking. The nice thing about the mind control is that it doesn't cost me scrap to, or it doesn't cost me drone parts to use. And I just didn't have the, I wasn't given the option to actually get hacking. Most people, yeah, like stealth is probably system 1 that you can pick up. Hacking would be the second best fight, or those are probably the top 2. Mind control is probably lower on the list. Alright, so we have to kind of avoid Nebula so our mind control can actually work. Or there are ships that we can actually mind control. They don't have a mind, so no go here. That is a terrifying weapon system. Weapon system is, let's see, that's 6 projectiles from the 2 burst 2s plus a heavy. So yeah, they're essentially rocking the exact same weapon system I have, except they have a burst 2 instead of a burst 1. Plus they have cloaking. I really don't want to have to jump from another fight, please. And I think we're going to have to jump from this fight. Its evasion is just going to be way too high for me to hit consistently. Oh good, another automated ship. Which makes my mind control, and they hack shields. Okay. I guess. That's at least a level 2 hack. So hopefully our weapons actually hit theirs. And they didn't. Our weapons just got hit. And the Mantis is going to be really slow on fixing them. We'll try again. Hopefully we land a shot. Okay, we got 2 in. Vent that out. Do repairs. That missed because it actually hit an asteroid? Are you kidding me? That was amazing. Apparently it is. Yeah, you can shoot out drones, and the asteroids actually can interfere with shots. I got a fire raging on. I kind of want it dead. Okay, so at least we have the hack offline, so we're okay-ish. I can still hear a fire going on, but none of my systems are indicating that they're actually on fire. Okay, so I have a fire in mind control. That's where it is. That's really bad. Okay, get over there and try to repair it before it actually deals me a hull damage, because I kind of can't take hull damage. Wow, I dealt damage to the pilot and you still evaded those shots, but you fixed it. It's okay. I will take that. Because that's what I have to hang my hat on this run so far. Is random fires just not killing me outright. Okay, the hacking is still down. Yay! That could have gone so much worse. Look, I'm in the red hole again. This has been a particularly frequent theme of this run, is being in red. So this run is what I sort of call a bleeding run, in that because we keep taking damage, we have to keep buying repairs instead of improvements. And it's just a continuously sketchy situation. Let's see, forward scout for the Rebel fleet. You're going to be trying to run away. You have a gigantic missile system, but you actually have human crew. If I could just mind control you. Oh, good lord, that's a combat 2. That's incredibly bad with another combat. Okay, so I'm going to have to try and take out their drone system instead of worrying about their missile, because those things will absolutely chew through 3 shields in no time. Please take out the 2. Okay, now I just need some luck that we dodge this missile as well. Do you believe? Okay, drone came back online. That's not cool. And they got all the evasion that time around. Oh, and they're jumping. Okay, just killed off a crew member to delay their jump. That must have been fractions of seconds off. Of course, that while I shot their drone down, really? I think this run is just going to kill me one way or the other, like in real life. Okay, so we mind control the person trying to do repairs to hopefully slow that down. They don't have any evasion. Here comes a very large missile. I have 1 hull remaining. Okay, let's put out this fire. Without crew dying. Let's everyone, you know, you're not doing anything right now. Let's not get a system exploding and taking more damage, please. The little ship that could. No, it's a little ship that can't. Oh. I don't know if we'll make this or not. I'm kind of curious of going through the run afterwards and seeing what mistakes I made. I feel like I haven't really made much of any. Weapon pre-igniter. Okay, that sells for 21 scrap. I need all the jumps I can get. So once again, we're going to have to blow a lot of scrap on repairs. Okay. Alright, that's the automated ship. I absolutely can't do the automated ship there. I really don't want to go to a nebula either, but I'd rather not take a jump I've already taken before and hope to at least get some decent reward. Let's attempt to follow and help them. Search is hopeless, you get nothing. Oh, this run is amazing. If only you could afford the cloak. Oh, cloaking would be a dream. Hey, you don't have anything I can mind control. I mean, I know... Oh, it's rebel control. I guess rebel controls are more likely to actually have scouts. I know nebulas are. Okay, but you look like you only have lasers, and I'm hoping not an utterly disgusting drone system, but I have to take fights. That's not utterly disgusting. Okay. That's reasonable. Oh my gosh, you didn't like dodge anything? Are you kidding me? Is it actually possible to have a fight without taking damage? I'm sorry, game. I wasn't being sarcastic. Please let me hit you. I take back all the mean things I just said. Alright, I'm gonna wait for my artillery beam just to cut across the ship and lower everything. Access the recent scans of the unguarded station. Your map has been updated and we get 19 scrap. Asteroid field. Possible ion storms. Okay, so we can get hit here, hit the distress, this. What is that? An asteroid field? That might not be the worst thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 jumps. 1, 2. Okay, that's just a boarding event. 5, 6. That's probably the safest path, plus gives us a couple fights for scrap. Hopefully they're not automated ships. You arrive near a small rebel refilling depot. Your ship is being scanned multiple times, so they recognize you, but there appears to be no combat-ready ships in the vicinity. See, a ship hails you. Good sir, it seems you are having some troubles with the rebels. You don't say. I'd like to help you, but I can't afford the upkeep required on this hunk of junk I'm flying. Maybe we can come to some sort of arrangement. Alright, let's see. I've already have the sector scouted. I could hire them to delay the rebels. And seeing that giant missile system, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we'll get a couple extra jumps for what it's worth. Asteroids are most likely another drone. No human rebels fight in asteroids that I can remember. I honestly can't say. 2. You arrive to find a ship floating among some debris. Hello, our impulse drives are shot. We can't jump. Could you give us some fuel? I should not give them fuel. I am absolutely going to give them fuel because I'm so far behind. I have to take just awful risks like this. Okay, so I was hoping this was one where they give us a bunch of scrap. Instead, we got a reactor upgrade. Not really what I was looking for there. Well, that's fair enough. Alright, I can counter their mind control with my own. Let's see, 3, 4, 5 projectiles and a mini beam. Okay, if I can just do some semblance of damage to their weapon system. And we're safe for the rest of the fight, that's cool. Gonna need some fuel though. Artillery beam, go! Okay, that actually would have lowered its evasion some. Alright, pivot for piloting down now. I have to group my shots way better than what I'm doing. There we go. Fuel, 2 fuel, 36 scrap. Okay. Well, we'll find out. Automated. But only 2 shields. Well, okay. And we got a breach in the engines. So automated ships can't repair breaches, and you have to repair a breach before you can do repairs on the rest of the room. So that stays broken forever. Wow, we avoided the ion bomb. That would have been a bad time. We're still alive! Automated rebel ships in dormant near a rebel forward radar station. Approach the station or keep our distance. I need fights. I need all the fights. Cloaking in missiles is a bad time. That is a level 3 cloak. Okay, that was a very good miss. Alright, it's gonna cloak before I can get my second volley off. I want the missile down. Skynet? It's possible. Alright, that's just gonna cloak again. Right on. Sick dodge. We do have 45% evasion. Okay, well, the missile system at least went down. Cloaks. Not without some sort of mod program, Elon. That would be, yeah, once your crew dies, they're just dead. That would be kind of an amazing... I don't know, I suppose it would be interesting. Let's manually hack the station. You're unable to penetrate the computer's defenses and give up and return to the ship. Just sort of managing... I'm sure there is like a mod though for that. I know there's actually like a mod where you can be the flagship. I don't want to find another automated ship. This could possibly be not automated. I mean, it could... Just because it's empty doesn't actually mean there's no ships there. Is there anything I actually want to do with 124 scrap? Not an amazing purchase. Spot a small rebel ship nearby. I will demand the surrender of your goods. Of course you're running away. Of course you're gonna have hacking, okay? That's fine. You have a Vulcan chain laser. That's a pretty terrible weapon, so I appreciate you for doing that. What are you going to hack, though? Oxygen. How big of a hack is this? That's a level 2 hack at least. So what's the thing I absolutely have to take down first? I guess we'll try to lower their shields. Vulcan is amazing. No? Oh, that was amazing. Okay, their piloting's on fire. And we got some crew kills. Yeah, it's sort of the early precursor to the chain weapons that Advanced Edition came out with. It requires 4 power, so if it goes offline, you have to restart the chain all over again. It's primarily used for, like, killing the flagship. It can be used in that capacity. Okay, you're at 92 health. That'd be so neat if I could actually get, like, maybe a crew kill of the sort. I'm going to totally mind control one of you guys. Or not, you'll just be dead. That also works. No fuel. You detect faint life signature and detect piece of the hull, so we get 20 scrap and a new crew member. Welcome aboard. You were probably safer on the other ship, to be perfectly honest. Okay, it's 50 scrap to improve that again. Get the time down to 30 seconds. Yes, there is a stealth weapons allows you to. Some weapons can actually still fire from cloak. Flak and beam weapons can. Let's see, you arrive at a long-range beacon. If the FTL drive is charged, we can go to the next sector. We will absolutely aid the civilian ship. Alright, I can't mind control through the resultant shield at this time. Okay, you have 2 drones, a missile, not actually a particularly terrifying weapon system to be perfectly honest. Okay, we already got the resultant shield down. Avoided the first missile, I like that. And we can still totally take damage, but compared to other weapon systems. Oh yeah, no, Mark II burst laser is like the best weapon you can buy. Weapon system is down. You can stay on shields. I might actually need them to a degree. Oh wow, they just wrecked that Zoltan. Back on the oxygen. Okay, 2 fuel. Absolutely needed 2 fuel. 34 scrap. Come on, give me some love, civilian ship. Don't run away. They respond, it's a good thing you came when you did. We've been dead otherwise. I'm a shipwright, and I'd like to help you like you helped me. 21 scrap and a pike beam. That ain't bad. The weapon system we have, that ain't bad. I would need another 30 scrap beyond what I have to get it online. But I could just take the power from this. Let's see. Zuko, I had 2 Mark II laser boosts, 2 flak, and bought a Vulcan, but I decided for the flagship it was better to run with 2 flak and 2 Mark IIs. Yeah, no, flaks are, yeah, flaks in burst 2 is pretty much the top of the power tier in regards to weapons. Uncharted Nebula or pirate controlled? Yeah, pirate controlled. I've had enough of nebulas and unmanned scouts for quite a bit of time, thank you. Well, I guess that's been determined where I'm going to jump to. Okay, I get to go here. Maybe some jumps in here. Nope, nope, those are all dead jumps. Okay, it's pretty much just straight through this sector here. Okay, so I would like to get the pike beam online. Get a little bit of fuel. And lots and lots of scrap. Pretty amazed we actually made it this far. You arrive and have a small fleet of NG ships target you with a message. Piracy results in negative societal impact. Not permitted. You assure them your honest intentions and they allow you to pass. Two jumps left. Asteroid field. Okay, mind control, not necessary. You have cloaking. Please don't be an ion bomb. Please just don't be an ion bomb. Really don't think I could take an ion bomb. Okay, that was a really long cloak, so that's probably an ion bomb. Because otherwise it would have fired. Wow, so all 3 of your shots hit with 45% evasion there? Okay, if you say so, game. Don't ion bomb my shields, don't ion bomb my shields. Yeah, you didn't. Didn't hit you, but... Yeah, it's like so little that it has given me, and then immediately is like, yeah, that doesn't do anything though. Like, no, I just got this thing. It's like, yep, nope, doesn't do anything. Doesn't help you in the slightest. Like, now I have no piloting, and because it started a fire. Okay, so now I cannot dodge this ion bomb. It is absolutely going to hit. Oh, well, there goes my artillery beam for 20 seconds. And there was enough evasion that I didn't hit them, and I still have no evasion. So I can't dodge any of these ion shots, so my shields just got wrecked. And it evaded all my shots. There's a harsh mistress, and then there has been this absolutely catastrophically, uncategorically awful run every single sector. I mean, I can't even get fights I want to take. I still can't dodge these ions. Let's see, 3 ion projectiles, 45% evasion. Yep, still got hit by 66%. Good job. Good job. Alright, because I fired too early, I can't fire right now. It'll just get cloaked, so I'll have to wait on it. Took 2 damage for that. That would kill us. Shielding the ion would absolutely just kill us. Give you fuel. Well, we're going to be waiting out our jump with our buddy here, looking for some fuel. As you wait another salvation or death, your attention is drawn to a sea of debris drifting past the starboard viewport. The chunks gliding by grow bigger in size until the stern of a rock frigate gutted in some distant war comes into view. Yeah, send an away team. Perhaps there's some viable fuel left. That's the point. The away team reports in. Then screams are heard and the comm goes dead. When it comes back online, Rockman can be heard. He's the lone survivor from a frigate crew and completely mad. He demands you pay a scrap ransom in return for your crew's member's life. What even is this? I am not even remotely familiar with this event. The away team reports in, but then what happens if I don't give them scrap? Yeah, 1 and 2 crew, no, they got kidnapped. So if I refuse, a crew member just simply dies. So 36 scrap or I lose a crew member. And I don't get any fuel. Wow, we actually went from we actually lost scrap, just flat out lost scrap. As you drift through space, an NG ship passes through. From listening to the comm scan, it sounds like they're discussing making repairs on their ships. Let's hail them. They discover your need, and NGs gladly offer you some of their extra fuel reserves. It's amazing how altruistic these robot creatures can be. 6 fuel. I saw a squeak. Sweeg? How goes it? You look like a military vessel. We're trying to get back to our homes alive. I'm an engineer by trade and could try to improve your reactor. Oh no, not my missiles. Yes, agree to the trade. I have no idea how we are still alive on this run. I quite simply don't know. We've had red hull almost the entire time. I don't know. I guess if my streak ends, I can feel like I did everything possible to try to get it to go. Oh, okay. It's fine, we're back into this. It's gonna be okay. Still alive? I will not surrender my crew to slavers. I just paid 36 scrap to get them back. Do I want the pike beam online to do this part? That is a lot of lasers. Not gonna lie, game. That is a ton of lasers. Yeah, losing streaks is, Were you playing no pause as well? I thought I recall reading that in Scott's chat. Okay. You have a mid bay, you have 3 shields. Yeah, hard no pause random. Pretty impressive. Any win on hard mode, no pause is impressive. That it's a streak, even more so. Alright, how can I actually place this beam that it's going to do good things? That'll do. No, I don't need crew. I just need scrap. I need so much scrap. That NG is just wrecking it over there. Two missiles, 1 drone, 61 scrap. Go to that distress beacon and they're gonna want fuel. I'm a Luna O with Stealth A right now, so that's okay. Stealth A, it's a pretty strong ship. Like, deceptively so. I know a lot of people don't particularly care for any of the stealth ships, and while I understand it for the B and C for their various flaws, I mean, the A at least gives you a chance in the early sector. First appears you arrived at an empty system, but a ship appears from behind a planet and hails you. Haha! I'm the dread pirate Tuco. Prepare to die. Where have you been? I've been prepared to die this whole run. 4 shields and I only have 5 projectiles. This is unlikely. We got there. Okay, so I have to hit all the things. Don't fix piloting. Please just don't fix piloting. Okay, thankfully they actually didn't have a buffer point in shields. It's possible. Gross, but totally possible. Three fuel, 2 drone, and 24 scrap. I think I just have to take it for the fuel. Okay, I could get the heavy laser online, which, considering we're going against level 4 shielded ships, I'm sort of gonna need. Steven isn't being so good for me. Well, Stevens. It's, nobody knows. Well, what kind of ship are you trying to get Steven to? Steven, for those who don't know, is a defense drone. You trying to get him to actually be useful on? Once you arrive, your screen lights up with warnings. You have only 2 shields, but you have Cloaking. NGC? Dude, that's a small ship. What? Steven. Oh. Oh, that's a bad time. So my engines just got hacked to oblivion. That fired 4 projectiles with 1 shield. This is bad. Wow, all those shots hit and started to fire. That's kind of amazing. Now it's going to cloak, so I really can't finish them off. Steven doesn't even have a face. It's like, dude, you have a weapon, just shoot them down. Steven's like, no. Oh, those were some good shots. 4 hull remaining. 6 fuel, 60 scrap. Yay. There's actually a store there. Okay, let's see. We are in Sector 7. The God Store. Saved. Not quite. Okay, so distraction buoys do nothing more for us. So we sell them. Okay, Okay, that's everything technically powered. Yeah, this is Sector 7. We're going to Sector 8 from here. With a ship that I would be like, hey, we're just entering Sector 7 with this ship. It's not bad. Going into Sector 8 with this is pretty terrible. Burst laser 2 instead of heavy laser? No, that's not a substantial difference. Actually, I don't have the scrap to upgrade the power for it anyways. It's going to be 100 scrap for the second power for the same amount of damage. Okay, that's 7 repairs. We're going to need hacking. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We need hacking. Yeah. That's about... We'll get up a couple repairs. We'll get an extra 10 repairs when we jump into the next sector. Oh, yeah, I don't think I've ever floated enough scrap to even come close to affording hacking or cloaking. Yep. Okay. Cool. And so you arrive at the long-range beacon when the FTL drive is charged. We can jump to the next sector. Already takes up a system slot and makes me hate the Fed. Yeah, I am not a fan of the Fed ships. Okay, we can aid a civilian ship before we get there. You have cloaking because all ships have cloaking. Not the most awful ship. That's all I'm like doing now is like, it's not awful. Yay! Yeah, I can't even remember how many blue options I've actually gotten so far with this. Why do I feel like the right thing is almost to hack their weapons? Can't do that. Can't do that. Okay, so halberd beam, as long as I have 2 shields up, it deals us no damage. I have 3, 4, 5, 6 projectiles. I need everything to hit, so yeah, just old hacking piloting right now. And try to dunk as much stuff as we can. That's too early for that. Cut off the invasion. Make sure the weapon system is down. Pike beam a ton of things. And then mind control weapons. You gotta incorporate the beam into your strategy instead of straight up ignoring it. This? The artillery beam? So it's another 50 scrap just to kick it up a notch that it'll fire every couple seconds. I think its delay is, what, 30 seconds with the upgrade? I mean, the pike beam is way more efficient for us. Power ship breaks apart and you hasten to contact the civilian ship. 54 scrap, 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and a burst laser Mark 1. Oh, why couldn't you just been a burst laser Mark 2? Civilian ship. Wisely made a fast retreat while you were distracted. It is not worth going to the store to sell that for 25 scrap. Can't be. You arrive at an outpost close to the Federation base. Your access codes get you past initial security, and an officer sets up a direct feed to the Federation base's wardroom. Admiral Tully speaks first, saying, "What is the meaning of this? Who are you?" "I can't. Yeah, we're the ragtag bunch of aliens who are trying to save you." Your explanation is met with murmurs of cynicism and disbelief. Among the officers, General Turzel of the NG Brigade speaks up. Latest intel suggests potential counter to rebel technology. Risk all or save none. We'll explain the weakness of the enemy fleet, the rebel flagship. Tully responds, "It's settled. The rebels will be here in a matter of moments. You will do what we can to hold off their warships, but you must succeed in destroying this flagship. Your current outpost can provide you with some repairs and fuel, and the other repair stations can provide aid as well. Good luck. 10 fuel, 10 hull repair." Okay, where are my repair stations? Okay, well, one was already taken over. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I know it's only been an hour since my last break, but I'm going to take another one, kind of clear my head, and try and actually pull off a win in this run. Again, it's only going to be about a 3-minute break, and then we'll see what happens. Be right back. Oh, I totally understand, Risky Stash. Thanks for dropping by. Going to sleep at 3? I woke up at 3. Okay, Okay, I want to hit the repair station before we get to the base. Since we don't have cloaking, it's pretty paramount that I try and actually get level 4 shields, or we'll just get ripped up in the events. Level 3 hacking would be really beneficial as well. So yeah, we're going to have to try and just take as many fights as we can. Where's my hack right now? 35 scrapped. Does level 2 hacking make that much of a difference right now? So I have 3, 4, 5, 6 projectiles plus the heavy laser. I'm sorry, plus the pike beam. So 4 projectiles, I could do 3 damage plus the pike beam. That's at least 4 damage. That could actually work against the flagship as is. So yeah, level 4 shields at 180 scrap. Plus 70, so 250 scrap to try and get that online. Sounds like a plan. Let's see, you arrive to find what appears to be a colonized moon. However, scans show it to be abandoned. You also detect an abandoned space station. Let's move in and examine the space station. 31 scrap. Okay, that's getting taken over. No point going there. You detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refilling outpost. Of course we'll defend the outpost. Okay. Alright. Borders are... Oh, what a wonderful place for you to board. Totally approve. Thank you. Oh, don't go after my hacking, though. I really don't want to mind control the borders if I don't have to. I want to slow down any potential repairs on this ship over here. Yeah, that's okay. Never mind. Just need them to not wreck my hacking. It's just like, oh, there's no oxygen there. Slip past. Yep, just run past everyone. That's cool. Just take a tour of the ship while you're at it. Good stuff. Oh, that's a solid breach. Okay, why don't you, human, beat up him, close my doors. Pike beam all the things. $59 scrap, plus 50 scrap, 198. Okay. That does buy us our 4 shield. Don't really have the power for it right now, but oh no, you were fine in shield. Sorry, I grabbed you. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, I'm jumping to the repair because I absolutely need the repairs. 5 fuel, 4 missiles, 33 scrap, and 9 hull repaired. Okay, so we're up full hull, have 49 scrap. That's going to go into a power bar. So the only thing I could do at the store is sell my burst. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 projectiles, 8 projectiles. So if I go this route, it almost guarantees that I will be able to always take down the missiles, which is probably the thing I'm most terrified about. The pike beam is some bonus damage. We're going to try and kill as much crew in Phase 1 as we can. And having all my shots hit the exact same room probably gives me a better chance than the pike beam, which will speed up the fight by doing more damage, but it's probably not going to kill off as much crew. I think that's right. Okay, hopefully we get 2 more fights before we get the base, maybe even a couple after it. We might pull this off. Small glimmer of hope. Okay, we will totally hack your piloting. Beam drones burst missile system, okay. No evasion for you. And no weapon system for you. Bring back the oxygen. Alright, we can just wait for the hacking to come back online. Ship explodes, leave behind substantial collection of useful scrap. I'll say 42 scrap. I like that in, halfway through Sector 7, we were at 0 fuel. We were waiting at a beacon to get some, and we're now sitting at 24. FTL. Alright, we get another jump. Okay, 16 drone parts, so that's not a problem. More of the same old same. I have intruders. I love that you guys keep boarding as far away from my crew as you possibly can. I really do. Fighting in my mind control. I'm more concerned about their weapons getting online. I can send some crew to actually just deal with you. Fire's nice. Whoa, where are you going, Rock? Okay, you're just going to the other side. Cool. Freaked me out there for a bit. Okay. They can't get to the piloting right now. We'll just be able to hack it. Alright, just kill them off. 1 fuel, 1 drone, 55 scrap. Oh, I overshot the rock into the med bay. Okay, so we're going up against the flagship in the next upcoming jump. We need a buffer point in oxygen, so in case they hack it, our crew just doesn't outright die. Probably another power to float around through evasion. Probably not going to be using the artillery beam for the entirety of the fight. Our main hope is to hack piloting, drop the missiles, and mind control somebody in shields or wherever just to slow down their repairs. And keep pelting the missile system to prevent it from getting online so it doesn't chip away at our hull. I really can't afford too many buffer points. Alright, hacking's probably the most paramount. We should be able to get some scrap from fights that we might be able to improve doors later. Also, we might take these fights if they're still available after Phase 1 Flagship. But we have a chance. This is it. Oh, don't I know it. The Rebel Flagship. If you are able to destroy this monstrosity, the Federation fleet will have a chance of surviving. There is no turning back. Please just hack this. Hack something that I don't actually need. Thank you, Elad. I will surely try. You hacked my hacking. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 projectiles. Okay, 3, 4 hit shields. Man, I'm really gonna have to shoot everything at missiles to actually take it down. 4, 3. Yep. Did my mind control get hit? No, I just haven't powered it up yet. That's fair enough. Okay, took the weapon system down. Go ahead, please kill at least one crew. I would appreciate it. Vent out the fire. They'll cloak. Yeah. Oh, that was a good series of hits. Oh, it's unfortunate I won't be able to... Okay. I want crew kills. So we're actually going to hack their med bay. Hi, guys. Alright, so we got 3 crew kills. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll mind control the pilot to drop the evasion. Oh, come on, 12 health, burn. Alright, now they're all going to try and get into the med bay. Which means they'll break down the door and I can't kill them in there again. They'll just run away. Oh, they hacked it anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just gotta keep that missile system down. Are you going to the med bay? Six crew. Ha ha ha. Did you shoot down my drone? Really? Okay, I actually have plenty of drones. Okay, where are you running off to? Because I do want to murder you. I'm okay waiting if it actually means killing off crew. I am a little bit low on oxygen, though. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. I don't have enough power. Decent enough dodges. Okay, I have a chance to kill off at least one more crew here. Hopefully. That was a pretty amazing first phase, not gonna lie. Wow, that totally went better than I thought it was going to when we were dead in the water in Sector 7. Okay, let's go ahead and repair this. We are going to take another fight, though. Okay, I was also dead in Sector 1, and there's one or two other sectors there. I can't believe they had a drone and a beam and then hacked my shields in Sector 1. That was one of the grossest things I've ever seen in FTL. Alright. Be amazing. There's actually a chance this fight could be just gross. Okay, civilian ship is broadcasting a request for assistance on a secure Federation channel. We will respond. Okay, those are missiles. Those are definitely missiles. Okay, single border, NG human, you can take care of that. It's actually good that I fired that off now, because while my NG is occupied, I actually cannot mind control in the enemy ship. Okay, let's crank evasion to max. Oh no, not one hole. Let's hack that evasion down. 2 damage. That's a bit unfortunate that it's an Artemis and that it's still up. Oh no, NG's fine. Okay, so it's powering its FTL trying to escape. Kinda hope you don't. No offense. Alright, they left. Ooh, this is interesting. This is kind of interesting. Alright. Got a little greedy trying to take out the clone bay so I could get a crew kill. Might have been a bit too greedy. Believe in the power of Steven. Alright, no evasion. That's good. Go ahead and mind control, even better. Alright, for 2 hull damage, what did we get? 49 scrap, and from the survivors another 30. Yeah, that seems worth. So it's kind of interesting that we were able to, because they hacked our hack, that we actually could kill off some crew after the initial hacking down their piloting. I assume you're... Okay. Ship, what do you need? Alright, I'm going to absolutely need doors at some point. I'm cool with how that is. I would like a buffer point in piloting. And, geez, I technically need one in sensors because there's going to be a boarding drone. I've decided if I'm already up this late, I might as well watch the end of this run. Respect. Okay, so I had to put one in sensors because if their drone boards into my sensors, then I can't mind control people on the enemy ship. Do I take another fight? Possibly. Alright, what kind of shenanigans do you have? Oh, you have shenanigans, alright. Oh, I'm sorry you died. I'm sure it was a valiant effort. You're an ion intruder. You're gross. No one likes you. Okay, I have enough drones. Let's try again to hack piloting. Okay, took 1 damage. Wow, that drone's actually doing some work. Okay, but we have the weapon system down. We just hacked the piloting! Yay! Uh-oh, the ion intruder is going for weapons. That kinda cannot happen. See, you say you're powering up your FTL. And they just hit our weapons. You jerk. Oh man, I can't crack level 3 shields. Oh, please stop hitting my weapons. Come on. mind control again. Good job. Okay, so the piloting is down yet again. Took pretty much every one of our resources to make that happen, though. How much health are you at? Okay, you're still at a considerable amount of health. Here comes the ion intruder back into weapons. Okay. Breathe. $30 scrap. No. Oh, my shot hit their ship. Really? Of course it did. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's okay. Our hacking's back online. We can just hack them to oblivion and then finish them off. After we eat yet another missile, I assume? Nope, don't have to eat a missile. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with all of this. Okay. 50 scrap. Okay, I have double breaches. Let's get the oxygen maximized. Okay, level 202. Not open all the doors, JK. Alright, took a little bit of damage, but for the additional scrap, hopefully that's worthwhile. Even more buffer points. Okay. Back to the flagship then. One, two, three, four, five. That's still a lot of crew. Is that their just boarding crew? Is that kind of why they're there? Okay. Let's go ahead and sneak past their defense drone if we can. And of course we can, and you boarded into oxygen. Okay, that's cool. Actually, since you're not doing anything, why don't you be a nice little meat shield? Like the fire, that's good. Gonna super mind control you when the moment strikes. Is everyone just going to ignore him? Come on, he's at low health. You know you want to kill him. He's a traitor. Wow, we got hit and it wasn't even through the event, it was just with normal shots? Yuck. Okay, fires, crew, all sorts of good stuff. Micromanage as much as I can. Alright, where are you guys all going? You're going to fight the fires as well. So I actually hit the drone, that's why my last shot didn't land. Okay. Taking lots of damage. Alright, there goes my O2. Yeah, we have shot down a ridiculous amount of drones. Come on, crew kills. The double crew kill heavy laser. Fantastic. Okay, the evasion's only 15. Come on. The defense drone has shot down so many shots as it's supposed to. Got the mind control. Wow. I'm gonna have to go look back because I have 45% evasion, and this is the second time with 45% evasion and through shields we just got hit by absolutely everything. I mean, I know I'm sort of prolonging the fight for crew kills, but you would think I'd win a coin flip every once in a while. Just every once in a while, like 50% of the time, something along those lines. Okay, you guys are gonna start dying because I don't have any oxygen. Dang, that was way too much damage. Way too much damage. Aw, please don't, like, take this away from me. We were so close. Well, it depends if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we have about 8 hull left. If the Zoltan shield just decides to evade every shot, then we're dead. If we just can't evade a single missile, like we didn't evade virtually anything in Phase 2, we're dead. No, there's no place I can repair. I mean, I had some bad choice shots in Phase 2 that didn't quite land. But, what, I shot the drone how many times that phase? I think I shot 3 drones down that phase. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have been so fixated on trying to kill crew and just hope that the push-off strat would work. Okay. Now we jump into the flagship. Oh wait, and I have 44 scrap. Is there anything 44 scrap gets me? Another power bar. Sure. Strengthen the hull? Yeah, just smash them right in there. Okay, so we jump into the flagship. This normally sets up the ability to take on as many of their crew and jump back. I don't think we can do that. We just have to hit them with everything we can. Like, and try to win right now. In this instance, no. So the reason we jump into the flagship for phase 3 is that this is the boarding phase. And if we didn't get a substantial amount of crew kills... Oh, okay. Yeah. So, we're waiting for him to jump back now. I mean, we do have a lot of firepower. It's just... yeah. Okay. Rock, human, go kill the boarders. Okay. 0 for 1. Okay, we did 10 damage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not... Okay, so no, we did 5 damage through 9 shots. Okay. I need some dodges. I have... Oh no, what an idiot. That was my... Why didn't I realize that my engines guy was fighting people? That's not useful. Okay, evaded all those shots. Mind controlled my rock. That is really bad. One, two, three, four, 5 hull remaining. And my hacking's down. Okay. You guys are going to have to go fix my hacking. You're going to have to stop them from destroying my mind control. Please actually hit the ship. Fortunately, my hacking's down. Okay, good enough dodges, thank you. Did it just somehow shoot my drone right after it came out? Okay, that's cool, that's cool. There's a good chance you're gonna die, NG. Okay, so how many projectiles are gonna... Okay, just make sure that missile system goes down. Thank you for bringing that back online. Mind control my rock again. Hope they actually mind control the rocket, not those two jerks. Okay, so there's another event upcoming. When we only have 4 hull remaining. Two hull remaining. Come on, shields. Yeah. I cannot believe this. Wow. How did we ever even get here? Thank you so much. Was that 2 hull left? We should have been dead like 4 times that run. So I guess we never give up. That's what we learned. Wow, that was a run. Yeah, if borders were about to destroy the system, that would have done a hull damage. Right there on the edge. Yeah. Well, thank you everyone who made it through that incredible journey. And that is a win streak of 8. I'll have to update the information. Oh, wow. So I think I'm going to call it a night after that one. I would like to send you to another channel if somebody is up and about casting right now. Oh, Grom's doing art stuff. Just looks like he started. I feel like there's nothing better to do than poke Grom. So I'll send you over to him. Thank you again, everybody, for stopping by. Basing, Elad, CWP, and Meds for the hosts. Super appreciate it. I'm totally going to highlight this run and watch it at least once. Oh yeah, of course. The score, of course. 5,046. We blew up a total of 36 ships. Did not show it? Congratulations, you defeated the Federation.